Hello everyone, so this week for the second class we're gonna do another hands-on activity. So this week we're gonna take a look at into the color. So if you go into the Moodle, you'll see these two printouts that you can work on. So this is same cube that we also use but with a different task this time, and you have this right here which is to create your own color wheel. So let's take a, so for this project, for this assignment, you're gonna need one of these. So I had to go to Walmart and get one of these, and I believe it was like a $3.17. So these are not expensive at all. So to create this, to create this color wheel, I want you to work on with the primary colors first. Excuse me. So that'll be red. Find the red. So make sure to use the pure red, not like. In 1 second. Oh, and let's get a blue, but I want to make sure that I want to get the. So let's get the perfect blue. It's kind of hard to tell which is the perfect blue. So if you take a look at the, if you have this Crayola color pencil, it says right here, so this is blue. Get a yellow as well. So blue, yellow, red. Blue, yellow, red. So okay, so all right. So next thing that you want to do is start coloring each block. So you don't have to like really fill it in, because this is just to make you understand how mixture of these different colors create different hues on the color wheel. So that's yellow. Oh, I did it wrong. That was alright. Actually, because I'm gonna be mixing with the red and orange anyway. So red should be right here. Alright, that's red. Let's work on the blue. Alright, so I'm just gonna make the yellow a little bit darker. Alright, so now you have red, blue, and yellow, the primary colors. Alright, so now we have our primary colors. So let's start mixing those two and see what happens. So for the green, I'm gonna lightly apply the blue. I understand these color pencils are not high quality and they don't really mix well, together. I'm gonna see how it does. So I'm gonna just lightly apply the color blue here. And I'm gonna add a yellow here, because we're mixing these two primary color to get a secondary color. Yeah, these two color pencils don't mix well together. But I'm just gonna keep on going and see what it does. Alright, so that's not, it doesn't look green, but I can start to see a little bit. If this were in an ideal situation where you have like a really high quality color pencils, they will mix together and then create a color green, but in this case it's not working, so let's just pick a color that is green. Is this a pure green? The yellow green. Okay. Green, okay. So let's take a green. Oops, sorry. And just fill that in. Alright, so now we have our green. Alright, let's mix blue and red and see what it does. So I feel like this is gonna mix a lot better than the blue and yellow because they are similar in value. Alright, so it kind of looks like purple, but I mean these color pencils are not mixing very well. So let's find a violet, purple. Okay, and then just finish this up just to make it, you know, a bit prettier than this. Alright, so now we have our purple. So let's try mixing yellow and red and see if we can get like orange. That is not bad. That actually looks like an orange. But just to make things pretty, since we have orange right here, fill that in with the orange color pencil. So make sure you try mixing it first and then use the color pencil orange, because I want you to understand how the color mixture works. So if you just go in and start using the orange, you will not be understanding how the colors gets mixed and then create a new hue. So alright, so I say there's a good looking orange. Alright, so let's create a red orange by mixing red and orange. Since it's going to be kind of hard to create red orange using these two, red and yellow, because you're gonna have to control the amount of the red and orange to create this the hue in between. So in this case, let's just go ahead and use the red and orange color pencil. Alright, so I think that's a good looking red orange. But I believe we have red orange right here in this 24 color Crayola color pencil. So I'm just going to use this to make it pretty. If you don't have this, it's totally fine if you can just leave it like that. Alright, so I want you to finish all these empty ones and then create a complete color wheel. So I want you to first try to mix the two colors. So for in this case it'll be violet and purple, and then here that'll be red right here, and then just to use the color that is provided in these color pencils to make everything just prettier. So I'm to first experiment mixing these two and then use the provided color to just make it pretty. So that is it for this guy. And might as well just finish this. Alright, so color wheel finished. So now we're going to use this color wheel to complete this exercise right here. So first is monochromatic. So pick a color that you want. It can be any color. But I want you to work with the primary color. So I'm going to go with the red. Well, actually, red right here, and then you're gonna create a value to this a square just like we did before. So this is going to be the darkest, and this is the mid-tone, and this is going to be the lightest side of the cube right here. So let's just start shading this cube just like we did with the pencil or pen the other day, actually last week. Alright, so now we have our dark side. So this is monochromatic, meaning we are only using one hue to shade this entire cube. So meaning that monochromatic is only using one hue, but we are using the different value of the same hue to create a three-dimensional object in the 2D surface. So something like this. So this is dark, mid-tone, and light. So we're gonna do the mid-tone. Alright, so I say there's a good looking mid-tone. So let's work on the highlight, the lightest one. Alright, so now we have a good looking cube right here. Let's work on the shadow as well. Make the shadow really dark right here so that I separate the shadow from the object, and I'm gonna create the value scale with using one's same hue. Alright, maybe a little bit darker. Alright, looking good. So now let's work with the complementary. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. So here I use the color red. So complementary color would be red and green. So we're going to be using these two right here. But we have three planes that we need to shade. So this is up to you how you are going to approach this. So in my case, I'm gonna use green. So mid-tone green right here, and then dark green right here, and then I'm gonna use red. So here I'm gonna use the mid-tone red, and then light red right here. So this is going to be actually this and that. I'm gonna put it right in here, and then I'm gonna create a darkest side with using the green, and then I'm gonna create a shadow with using the green as well. The reason that I'm doing this because green is inherently darker in value than red. So what that means is if I were to make it black and white, give me 1 second. It's kind of hard to tell. Well, anyway, so the green is darker than red, so that's why I'm using green on the darker side of the cube, and then I'm using red on the lighter side of the cube. And also the reason why I'm pairing green and red, let's do something a little bit more interesting. Let's do orange and blue instead, because we already used the green. So orange and blue. So here you can tell the blue is a lot darker than orange. So I'm going to use blue for the two dark sides and then orange to the two lighter sides. So let's work on with the blue first. Alright, so that's a mid-tone blue, and I'm going to give it a dark, just a tad darker blue right here. Alrighty, so let's take our orange and let's start filling in. So I want you to choose your own complementary color. You don't have to use the orange and blue. You can do like yellow and purple and things like that. So in here, for this example, I'm only doing the orange and blue. Alright, so no matter how dark I make this orange, it's not going to be darker in value than this blue right here, because inherently the color blue, hue blue, is darker than the orange right here. And I think that is one beautiful looking cube. Alright, so next is going to be split complementary. But you don't have to do, actually, scratch that. I'm just gonna erase that. Here, I'm gonna let you choose whatever you wanna do. So here, I'm gonna use triadic, because I am not good with triadic, you know, like I said. So we're gonna have to use this color circle to find which colors are triadic in a triadic relationship. So I'm gonna pick a green. It's always easy to first pick a main color. So main color is going to be my green. So green here. So I have to go something like this, and then I have to evenly space out each color. So that'll be right here and right there. So 1, 2, 3. So it's space between two colors. So these will be the triadic colors. So 1, 2, 3 in between these two, and 1, 2, 3 in between these two, and 1, 2, 3 in between these two. So that'll be green, orange, and violet will be my triadic color here. So let's take a look at the values. So if you look at it, so the orange is lightest, as you can see, of course, and then the green is second darkest, and then the violet is the darkest. So here, I'm gonna use the purple for the darkest side of this cube right here, and also here I'm gonna mix these three for the shadow just to make it a little bit more interesting. And then for the mid-tone, I'm gonna use green here, and then for the lightest tone, I'm gonna use orange. But here I'm gonna apply all mid-strength strokes on the cubes. So here I'm gonna really make it dark like this. Actually, not even mid. This is kind of like a. So I'm gonna really push it in and then get the darkest orange that I can get with this color pencil. Alright, so that is very dark orange, by the way. And here I'm gonna take the green for the mid-tone. I'm gonna do the same thing. Alright, so that is one dark green, but still, even though if I did the darkest of two hues, is still, because green is inherently darker than the yellow, you still have this darker value right here. And let's take a purple, which is the darkest in value. Alright, so that is one good looking cube right here, but like I said, triadic color is not the prettiest. You know, in my opinion, my personal taste, I'm not a big fan of it. But now let's work on the shadow. So I'm gonna start with the purple because it is the darkest in value. But as it gets lighter, I'm gonna shift to green. And as it gets lighter, I'm gonna shift to yellow. I mean orange. Alright, so I think, oh, that's really cool, by the way. So that is it for your for this week's hands-on activity. So first, I want you to make your own color wheel using the three primary colors, and try to mix the colors and see what you get, and then use like a provided color with the Crayola kit, the 24 color pencil kit, just to make it tied up and make it nicer, so that you understand how mixing these three colors you can get like all these different colors. And then for the second worksheet, think about how you can use this color wheel to choose a color. So for instance, monochromatic, we just chose the one, and then we did the values for the cube, but for here we chose the complementary. So for instance, we chose the orange right here, so complementary of orange color will be blue right here, so that's why we used orange and blue to create to shade this cube right here. So this orange and blue, and here we chose triadic. So we chose the main color, which was green right here, and then we I found like a center. This is what I do. So I kind of find the center and then kind of evenly space out, which was 1, 2, 3 in between those three colors. So 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 between these two, 1, 2, 3 and between these two. So that's how I found the triadic colors, and then I applied those, and then I arranged them in like in order based on their inherent value. So orange is the lightest, the green is the second darkest, and then the violet is the darkest. So I use that inherent value to shade this cube right here. So that is it for this week's exercise, and if you have any questions, just email me, and yeah, so I'll see you guys on the next lecture video.